Shoot. Today, what we're reacting to. You remember CJ Dachamp? You remember those 2 Shredder videos that we reacted to? That did like crazy numbers on my channel, actually. Kind of insane. But the 3rd and final of the trilogy is finally out. 2012 Shredder. And that's what we're gonna watch today. This is CJ Dachamp. We already watched his Utrom and Tenku Shredder trial videos that he did before. We already watched those. They're in a playlist. I can also link them down below in the description for the YouTube people. If you want to see me react to CJ more, and while we're live, come to my channel. You could be up in the chat. Where is my chat? Shredder, a generational hater. And also, like I said before, 2012 Shredder is my favorite Shredder. So, I knew he was a hater. I didn't realize he was an hour-long hater. I didn't realize he hated so much that he could be made into an hour-long video.
Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
So for her punishment, you think he would just ground her or spank her or something? No.
Audio good?
He decided to hang her over a giant pit of mutagen.
I remember that.
No, bro, I've seen enough. Congratulations, you 4 out of and you too, you deadbeat trifling ass son of a bitch. I finally found a worse dad than y'all, bro. Holy God. Oh, even Tiger Claw was like, my nigga, hanging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie.
Quiet, she will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun?
What he did to Karai was insane in this show.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
It's crazy.
It's time for the final trial of the Shredder.
2012 Shredder.
Challenger.
2012 Shredder especially is a menace. I don't think he deserves to be on the round table. I think he deserves to be in fucking jail. And not just jail. Actually, down below in hell. That's where he deserves to be. He's like the worst Shredder. I know we already reacted to Shredders that one was like an actual literal demon, and then the other one was an intergalactic genocidal killer. But this Shredder takes a cake, in my opinion.
Has approached to be judged for that superb round table status. And my God, it is time for one of the greatest haters of all time. And I mean this.
Isn't there a comic Shredder in hell? There are a lot of Shredders, yeah. I think I know the one you're talking about.
With no exaggeration, top 5, damn near GOAT status. If it wasn't for this, it is none other than the 2012 Shredder.
My favorite.
So y'all already know how this goes.
I love 2012
TMNT. Evidence
TMNT.
is on deck and ready to be presented. So without further ado, it is time for the finale of
the Shredder trials.
Exhibit A. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Exhibit A, the genesis of hatred.
Now, if I remember right, it's been a while since I watched the show. If I remember right, in 2012 specifically, him and Hamato Yoshi were like, not like blood brothers, but Shredder was raised in the Hamato clan, so they were essentially brothers and they trained together. And then they both liked the same girl, but she chose Yoshi and he didn't like that. So he killed his entire clan because the girl didn't choose him. That's
Now, as we know with these trials, we have dealt with some crazy cases, from the mass murdering alien to the demon that rose from hell. But now we are finally dealing with the human. But that doesn't exempt him.
That's
from
beyond
doing
petty.
some crazy ass shit. Because this Shredder
also,
is known
hold on. Not only did he kill Hamato Yoshi's father and his entire clan, he killed his wife. And if you already know the 2012 show, this shouldn't be spoilers, but spoilers, he stole his daughter from him. So Karai that we saw earlier, he's Yoshi's daughter. He literally stole her as an infant and raised her as his own to like get revenge on Yoshi for stealing the love of his life away from him.
for being the hating ass nigga. Now, to understand why this man is the way he is, it only feels right to start back all the way at the beginning. So many years ago, the Foot Clan got...
Let's see if I got that accurately, because it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure I remembered it right.
completely washed by the Hamato clan, and their leader, Oroku Kaiji, was killed. So the only person who was left alive was a baby whose name was none other.
Hold on, Clump. We're reacting. Hold on. We're reacting, Clump. You have to be quiet for today.
Than Oroku Saki. So the leader of the Hamato clan decided to adopt him and raised him with his other son, Hamato Yoshi, aka Master Splinter. So these boys grew up as the
2012 Splinter is also my favorite Splinter. 2012 TMNT is just my favorite TMNT iteration of all time. I also like that 2018 movie. That was really good. Like, it's underrated, and a lot of people don't like it, but I personally like the 2018 movie. Not 2018, the 2008. The animated one.
Best of friends, brothers. They've been served in the damn war together. Look at these boys posted up in Nam. I know nobody was fucking with this squad. And these boys was tight. Brothers for life, ride or die. But something happened that completely destroyed their relationship. And it was none other than a female. Oh yeah, these boys did not follow bro code.
Hamato Yoshi let the hoe before the bros. He was supposed to let the bros before the hoes.
Oh, this is a bad shorty named Tang Shin came in their life. And these niggas was horny. They was fighting and competing for her ass every day. Shredder stayed talking shit saying, "You think Tang Shin want your sorry ass? Nah, she need a real nigga like me." All that shit you be talking and you won't even lay the pipe on the bitch. And over time, their relationship just got worse.
Over a girl. Shame on him to break the bro code like that. Yoshi did let the hoe before the bro, so he did break bro code, but Oroku Saki just took it too far by literally murdering his father, his entire clan, killing his wife, and stealing his daughter, and also on the daily beating up his sons.
So at first, Tang Shin dated Saki, but she broke up with that nigga and left him for Yoshi. So Yoshi,
I forgot that part. I forgot she was dating Oroku, not Oroku Saki. I forgot she was dating him.
And they ended up having a baby and got married. So Saki let jealousy get the best of him. He could not take this L. He hated this nigga Yoshi. Couldn't even stand being in the same room with the nigga. Every single chance they got.
I mean, it's a reasonable crash out, but he took it too far.
Started fighting each other. Sparring sessions turned into full-blown scrap fest. Even their dad was fed up. He was like, "The hell is wrong with you niggas? All of this fighting over what? Coochie?" But guess what? Their dad's lecture didn't even work. Cause later that night, Shredder started dirty macking. He went up to Tang Shin and told her, "Tang Shin, you looking beautiful as hell today. I know you with that bum ass nigga Yoshi. But hear me out, baby. I want you back. And I don't wanna be no side nigga. I wanna be your main nigga." And Tang Shin is not innocent in this situation. She was entertaining this nigga over here smiling and shit. Like, bitch, you're married.
And you have a daughter.
Hands right now. What is you doing? And guess what? Yoshi was watching this whole thing, and he was just disgusted. So on one very fateful night, Saki figured out the truth about his entire backstory, how his adopted dad killed his actual dad and destroyed his whole clan. So he plotted to destroy the entire Hamato clan. So
See, they could have completely avoided this if the dad had told him about his past when he was younger, so he wouldn't be holding any resentment now. And he wouldn't have tried to well, actually, maybe because of his hatred for Yoshi right now, even if he did know beforehand, he probably would have still revived the clan anyway, because he hated him that much for stealing his girl.
later that night, he approached Yoshi and Tang Shin. So he asked Tang Shin, he says, "Shin, I'll ask your fine ass one last time. Be with a real nigga." But Tang Shin told him, No, Side nigga applications are closed. So these boys were about to fight to the death over some coochie. Absolutely ridiculous. So they start fighting to the death and destroying the whole damn house while doing it. And while they was fighting, Yoshi started talking to him and saying, "You're doing all this bullshit for some ass, nigga? Quit your yapping. You know damn well that you can handle all that ass." So the fight started.
He has a baby with her. We can handle it.
And the whole fight, Saki was just applying pressure while Yoshi was on the back foot. Look at this, bro tripped him and just tried to repeatedly stab this man's guts out. He was not playing about murdering his brother. So
yeah, 2012 TMNT was kind of crazy. If I remember right, this was shown in like season 2 or season. No, I'm pretty sure it's early as season 2. It's crazy. There's some crazy shit in 2012.
While the fight continued, an absolute tragedy was about to happen. Saki ended up disarming Yoshi.
Like they're literally trying to murder each other on screen right now. Oh, and here's an actual murder on screen.
Down by Saki.
He killed her.
Instantly. So Saki tried to run.
That was on Nickelodeon back in 2011, 2012. He killed her on screen. He probably traumatized a bunch of kids.
But debris ended up falling on him and burning his face. He got turned into Darth Vader without the mask. And this was just awful. First of all, we got arson for burning down the house. You murdered the only girl that you love while trying to kill your brother. And they don't say this, but it's implied that their dad, Hamato Yuta, died in that house fire. So you also killed your adopted father.
Yeah.
But if you
he did die.
This could get any more f***ed up. Oh boy, let me tell you. After he leaves the burning house, screaming in agony, he ends up finding their baby. And him thinking Yoshi is dead as well, he says,
If I can't have tension, then I'll take your daughter, nigga.
So he kidnaps his daughter and raises her as his own to be a foot assassin. And his daughter was none other than Karai. And he kept on telling her every day,
You know the man who ruined our family, daughter? It was that vile man, Hamato Yoshi. He killed your mother.
Okay, straight up lying to her and then manipulating her. And also trying to push, what do you call it? Generational trauma on her. Wow, dad of the year over here, chat.
This gaslights her every day that Splinter killed her mom, and he has trained her to hate him
and kill him one day.
This picture of her mama every day, and she be thinking, when I get my hands on that rat ass nigga, I'ma kill his ass. Not knowing that the man that actually killed your mother is your so-called father. The Shredder Trials.
Jesus Christ.
Exhibit B. Y'all ready, ladies and
There's
gentlemen?
also one thing. So you know the turtles, right? In 2012 TMNT, there were some interesting shippings and relationships in the show. Like April and Donnie, they were trying to push pretty hard earlier on, and then they like released their chokehold on it in like season 3, season 4, and then they got another chokehold on it again. So a human and a turtle, okay, sure. Expected even in this fandom. Mikey also had some crushes, but he didn't have a relationship. The only kind of normal relationship was Raph and Mona Lisa, the alien Newton, the newt creatures in the show. So that's the only kind of normal relation, because that's like Monster X Monster, right? But the most controversial in this show, which he might go into it here, I don't know, was Leonardo, the son, the son of Splinter, and Karai, also the child of Splinter. So they were trying to ship technically siblings together, which they never got in a relationship, to be fair to them, but they did have like a moment. Like Leo obviously had a crush on her. I don't think Karai ever had a crush on him, but it might have been implied and I missed it. But there was a moment between Leonardo and Karai where Karai was unconscious and everybody was trying to wake her up, and Leo gave her mouth to mouth. So they found a loophole. They found the loophole through the resuscitation CPR loophole to get them to kiss, technically. They were trying to shit those two together real hard. And the fan was like, no. Because they're technically siblings.
I now present to you Exhibit B.
It's insane.
Generational hatred. Yep, we haven't heard this term in a very long time. Not since that zesty ass hating ass nigga. But it's only fair to bring it back with this Play-Doh-faced bastard right here. So now we're fast forwarding to present day. So on the national news, they broadcasted a story that said there were ninjas in New York. And the police discovered a ninja star that was from the Turtles, and it had the Hamato clan symbol on it. So guess who was conveniently watching that newscast that day?
Oh, I wonder
across the
who.
world in Japan. Shredder. He saw this shit and immediately thought in his head,
After 15 long years, Mr. Still Your Bitch finally decides to show his rat ass face. Prepare my private jet.
Roger, Roger. So just off of a hunch that split.
Oh yeah, by the way, Shredder already had like a ninja empire in Japan. Like he was like the Yakuza, like the top tier Yakuza gang in Japan. And as soon as he saw the ninja star, he like immediately plot a branch down in New York City just to find Splinter and his sons.
Splinter was alive. This nigga flew from Japan all the way to New York just to
Like you already have wealth and all the power that you could ever want in your home base, man. Why go to New York?
confirm his suspicion. So at first he sent Bradford and Zever to investigate, but they obviously failed. And I swear, bro, he was so pissed off at these niggas. He looked at them and said,
How hard can it be to find a giant ass rat in New York? And you come to me and tell me that you got your ass beat by nigga turtles. Fucking bootleg Chuck Norris.
Bye, Salvador. Have a good rest of your day.
Gas in prison where I found you, boy.
Shredder is not beating the allegations anytime soon. So now it is time for us to observe the first confrontation. Now, out of all the Shredders, this one is the smoke demon. He doesn't jump like Utrom, and he doesn't have bailout sorcery like Tengu.
No, he's
just
full
a
human.
one-on-one
Until later.
walk your ass. So late one night, the Turtles were celebrating their victory, thinking shit was sweet, until they heard this man yell in the distance.
Nigga turtles!
Hold on. I'll let you guys know, Leonardo has always been my favorite turtle in the TMNT. Like, through all the iterations, it's always been Leo. Leo's always been my favorite. I love Leo. But a close second was always Wrath. And I really love Leo in 2012. Leo's great, except for the wanting to kiss his sister thing. I completely ignored that part about Leo.
Where is that rat?
Holy Jesus.
And this fight was just pure brutality. These boys got dog walked. Raphael came in first to immediately get shut down and kicked into this big ass sign, electrocuting his ass.
Okay, he died. He's dead.
Bro grabbed his staff,
No way he survived that.
Then backhanded his ass. Told his ass, night,
Raph is just
nigga.
dead.
So then Michelangelo tried to chain him up, but he yanks the chain and kicks this man all the way off the roof. So then Leonardo came in, got thrown. Donatello tries to hit him, but his staff cracks in half.
It is made of wood. I mean,
so he throws them into each other. Then he speed blitzes them and diagnoses them with CTE. These boys were cooked. So then he grabs Leo.
to be fair for Donnie, his staff is made of wood. Which also, why would you bring wood to a fight with a guy that has literal steel armor on with a whole bunch of pointy bits on it? Like, he has a blade in his staff. He could have used the blade part, but no.
Slams him on the wall and told him,
Tell me what Splinter is and I promise I'll let you live long enough to watch him die.
but right before he was about to kill bro, he got distracted by mutated Zever and mutated Bradford, and he looked back over and they was out of there. They ain't waste no time to dip. And I ain't about to waste time either. Time to put them charges on that ass. Child abuse ×4. Attempted murder ×4.
Yep.
Assault and battery ×4.
Yep.
And let me not forget, animal abuse ×4. Yep, Peter called and said, we can't let that nigga get away with that shit no more. And just off of that's 16 charges, nigga. And he beat their ass so bad, he pulled a slave. He started beating their ass in their dreams. SCTE hit them like a train. So Shredder's main goal was to kill Splinter because
He said, you can't escape me, even in your dreams. I'll always be there. I'll find you and I'll fucking kill you until you tell me where Splinter is.
he wanted this nigga in the dirt because he stole his bitch. And he was going to do it by any means necessary. Take, for example, he sent his so-called daughter to beat the shit out of April O'Neil in a dark alley. I mean, dog, she put her on a wall and put her in a whole wall combo. Bitch could not move. She did not know her frame data. Then look at
Karai was... I think at the time April was training to be a kunoichi, but she was still essentially a civilian. So Karai was just committing assault and battery on just a random innocent civilian at the time.
gonna walk in, oh, help me, just to get grabbed and get that ass knocked out.
Jesus.
Child endangerment, my nigga. I'm hitting your ass with that. Sending your daughter to go beat the shit out of an innocent little girl just because she had connections to Splinter. Oh yeah, and then he kidnapped her just to lure Splinter out of hiding.
And then
so
he
late
kidnapped
one night,
her.
Splinter went to go save April just to see that it was a hologram. Because Shredder actually sold April O'Neil to the fucking Krang.
Child trafficking?
Dog, this man just sold a child to a war-hungry alien race just to lure.
Oh yeah, hold on. The thing about the Krang and Karai is just like a whole other situation that we're probably not even going to get into, but that's a whole other thing.
Splinter out so he could get his get back. So then this man started laughing in the background like,
You know how long I've been waiting for this? I'm about to make a name for myself here.
so then they hit him with the right hook of death out of nowhere. So 15 years later, these boys are about to have the run back. So these boys start scrapping, and Shredder hits him with the mean electrical and God fist. But it got to the point in this fight where Splinter just asked him, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? You can't be this mad at me. Yo,
Like, damn, you traveled all the way to fucking Japan to here for what? Like, I'm just living my life, man. You had your own life over in Tokyo. You could have just stayed over there. Like, why the fuck did you come over here for what? There's nothing to avenge anymore. I'm a goddamn rat. What is there to avenge now?
brother over a shorty. But this is when Shredder hits Splinter.
Like, the bitch is dead. It's over.
He told him,
You took the baddest bitch I ever knew from me. So I took the only thing you had left. Your daughter, nigga.
And y'all were even. and y'all were even after that. So, like, why? you could have just continued to raise Karai as your own daughter. Like, what?
this man Splinter was shook. He thought his daughter died in that house fire all those years ago. But as we know, she didn't. Shredder kidnapped her and raised her as his own daughter. So after Splinter heard this revelation, he couldn't do shit. The controller disconnected. Shredder just started whooping his ass.
Oh, Splinter.
Another electric one God fist. But with the inch of health left, Splinter finally awoke that dog in him that would be in any man's heart if they ever fought another nigga that did some shit to him like this. He started whooping that big metal ass.
Ooh, that combo.
Then kicked him across the room. So right when he was about to kill this man, Karai came in and stopped him. And it didn't take long. He looked at her once and he just instantly knew that was his daughter. And he just could not fight anymore. Now here is where we just see the damage Shredder has caused with his manipulation over the years. He told Karai,
Do you see that man, daughter? That is Hamato Yoshi, the man who killed your mother.
Shane is in front of him, too.
sick bastard. That's all I could say. So she started snapping at Splinter. She told him, Daddy told me what you did to my mom, so I'm gonna kill your rat stinky ass. This motherfucker's just laughing behind him. Oh my God, it's terrible.
He knows what he's doing.
So she ran at him, and Splinter just left. He couldn't do this shit no more. And she was just yelling at him.
He
Like,
thought
why don't you fight me?
Obviously, he's not gonna fight his own daughter.
You fucking rat-ass coward piece of shit! And it's just the look that he gives her, dog. Just the look of defeat. Your daughter has been manipulated all these years to hate you. I don't know about y'all, but I'd be sick to the bottom of my fucking stomach.
My heart would drop.
The shredded trial.
Honestly, that must be so heartbreaking.
Exhibit C. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit C, the worst father of all time. Yep.
Obviously.
I have dedicated an entire exhibit to explain to you why this man is one of the shittiest dads I've ever seen. Now,
You are not ready to hear what this man has done to Karai. The child abuse that he inflicted upon her, it's astonishing.
now, is he worse than this nigga? Hell no.
I'm pretty
At
sure
least
there's a
Shredder
better word
technically
for it,
loved
but
his
oh
kid.
my God.
But the amount of abuse he makes his 15-year-old daughter go through will make you want to pick up the phone and call CPS in a heartbeat. So, example 1. Now, we already know that he trained his daughter to be an assassin and do dirty work.
A child soldier,
and we
essentially.
know very well that Shredder does not tolerate failure. So one day she came back from a mission and she's just doing her regular routine, coming in and showing respect for her dad. Daddy, I have completed the mission. But Shredder told her,
Right. I heard you had the chance to kill one of them nigga turtles, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
So tell me, why the
I know we're watching a video about how much we hate Splinter, but I really like the 2012 Splinter design. He's like the most badass Splinter design I've ever seen. It's amazing.
fuck? Their bodies are not in front of me right now.
They escaped, duh. So they kept on arguing. And it got to a point where Karai decided to be a smartass. While he kept on yelling at her about how she let them escape, she yapped back at this nigga and told him, they escaped from you, didn't they?
Oop.
And this nigga
Now's not the time to fight back.
He yelled at her like,
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
so he came down and told her,
Next time you ever open your fat ass mouth like that again, I will close that shit permanently. You understand me, little girl?
I understand, father.
Now fuck up my face and go kill them green niggas.
Like, dog, terrible. Now add all that on to example 2. His selfishness. This man don't give a fuck about nothing else than killing Splinter. Even
True.
over his daughter's priorities. Swear to God, she came in one.
You would think that because she's the daughter of the woman he loved that he would treat her better, but I think it's also because she's Splinter's daughter that he hates her at the same time, to the same extent.
Day and told him, Dad, life is lifing right now, and I'm just not mentally here anymore.
Little girl, do you think I give a flying fuck about your mental right now? The only thing you need to be thinking mentally right now is how to kill that fat ass trifling rat. Now get the step in and make daddy proud.
Yes, father. Again, terrible nigga. Example 3, using his daughter as a test subject. So Shredder made a deal with the Krang to make him
For whatever reason, I don't know if you know anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Magmal, but the Krang are like an alien species and they have like psychic powers. And in the 2012 show, the Krang and just Shredder and the Foot Clan, they had like a deal where Shredder got their alien technology and experiments and everything. So he is essentially about to perform intergalactic alien experiments on his daughter. For why? I don't know.
robotic foot soldiers. So guess who he decided to test them out on? Karai. He straight up had these niggas come in her room and jump her. And they did not hold back. They was programmed to kill her. So while she was fighting for her life, getting jumped by Terminators, one of them grabbed her and started crushing her wrist. And they was about to kill her. Until Shredder finally stopped them. So he walks in yapping like,
Looks like these robots are deadlier than expected.
So Karai was like, oh my God, I thought they were gonna kill me. But you wouldn't let them do that to me, right, Dad? And this nigga looked at her dead in the face and said,
You should be lucky the skills that I taught you over the years bailed you out. If not for my skills, we'd be having a funeral for you tomorrow.
Example number 4.
So he was completely willing to have her die right then and there. if he didn't have like a little modicum ounce of love for her.
Denying the truth. So over time, Karai did some digging.
But if I remember right, he did actually love her like a daughter. He just hated Splinter more than he loved her.
And she ended up figuring out that Splinter was her actual dad, because that photo that she always be looking at of her mom was ripped in half. And when she went to go see Splinter, he had the full photo of him and his wife.
Lord have mercy.
So this basically explained that the only photo that this man Shredder gave her was a picture that he ripped in half because Splinter was in it. Nah, bro.
Why did he have a... Wait, he probably only had it because she was in it. Okay, yeah.
This is the pettiest nigga I have ever seen. Nigga said, oh yeah, I'll give you a picture of your mom. But first, let me carefully cut this bitch ass nigga out of it. Oh my God. So she goes back to Shredder and she just straight up told him,
You're not my dad!
and he walked down and told her,
Damn, took you long enough. Tiger Claw, take her to the dungeon.
so this man just
Damn.
locked her up in a
Emotional
cell.
abuse.
So then the next day, he came back and said,
Garai, even though Splinter is your biological father, I am still your father at the end of the day, because I simply couldn't let you be raised by that piece of shit rat. Hopefully,
I think... I remember this conversation. I think he said something like, Splinter might be your actual father, but I raised you as a baby, so I'm your daddy. And I trained you. I'm the reason you're alive and that you're powerful today. I think that's essentially what he said. So he was still like gaslighting her.
one day you come to realize I did this for your own safety.
like, bro, this man is really trying to justify kidnapping her when she was a baby. This man is so in the head, it's insane. So a bit of time passed and she ended up escaping. And she decided, I'm gonna sneak this man. But Shredder was already 2 steps ahead of her. He had a whole decoy in his throne. And then he comes out the corner like,
Little girl, did you really think that you could sneak the nigga?
I remember
that
this
taught
part.
you how to sneak niggas in the first place?
but Karai was
It's
not,
been a while, but I still vividly remember these parts. It's kind of crazy.
not trying to hear that lecture. She threw a smoke bomb and instantly dived in. But she was just hitting air the entire time. This nigga Shredder truly had ultra instinct. So then she tries to stab him, but he catches the sword. Then he tells her,
Foolish child, I taught you everything I know, little nigga, so I know your every move.
so then he backhands her like my dad did when I said my first cuss word in front of him. Still to this day, I will never cuss in front of my parents. So then he pins her down and it was over. All the lights turned on in the base and he whooped her ass in front of the whole Foot Clan. So after beating her ass, he ends up doing one of the worst things any Shredder has ever done.
I think I remember.
And that leads us into example 5. He decided
Oh my
to
God.
hang her over a giant mutagen pit so he could use her as bait for Splinter and the Turtles. This was so absurd. Tiger Claw, his right
And you know the crazy part? He wasn't actually gonna drop her in the mutagen. I remember that she was accidentally dropped in the mutagen and she was mutated into a snake mutant. And he was devastated when she mutated. He wasn't actually gonna drop her. He was just using it as like bait and a threat.
hand man was like, my nigga, hanging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie.
Quiet, nigga. She will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun?
So Splinter and the Turtles pull up, and Splinter and Shredder start having a child custody battle over Karai. This shit went from TMNT to an episode of Paternity Court. But while they was fighting, some footbots end up wrapping up Splinter and pinning him down. So while that was happening, Leonardo tried to jump up and save Karai. But this man Shredder jumped up to try to hit him, but he hits the chain, and Karai gets dropped in a pit of mutagen.
I mean, why would you go to attack someone when they're trying to save somebody and you know you're not really intentionally trying to mutate her, but you still attack her when the only thing keeping her safe is that one chain that you could easily hit? So he's kind of stupid right there.
So she ended up getting turned into a mindless serpent. And Shredder's just looking at her like, So guess what's the first thing this
See, you saw the look on his face. He wasn't actually gonna do it. He's completely shocked. That's your own fault, man.
Shredder's just looking at her like, so guess what's the first thing this bastard does? He runs down to Splinter and immediately starts blaming him, yelling
You're the
at
one
him saying,
you're the one that cut the chain, dude.
You did this!
You cut the chain, man.
Like, nigga, oh my God. This motherfucker is allergic to taking accountability. If we look at the instant replay, we can clearly see
it was him.
Big rollicking muscular ass hit the chain and drop your daughter in that pit of shit. And you start
That's your own fault.
Okay, nigga. So I guess we just gonna blame him for everything now. We gonna blame him for taking your bitch, killing your ex, then dropping your daughter in a deadly pit of mutagen. But it's all Splinter's fault, right? Unbelievable. But if you didn't think it could get worse than this, let's go into our final example of Father of the
Crazy,
Year.
putting everything
Example
to blame
6,
on him.
Brainwashing your daughter. So when he got Karai back, after finding her in the streets being a wild serpent, he decided, my daughter's been a little disobedient lately. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna brainwash her so I can control her. So that's what he did. He started putting mind control worms in her brain so he could control her every move and take away her free will.
That was horrifying.
Lord have mercy. First ballot.
I remember feeling squeamish when I first saw that part. That was insane. Ugh.
Hall of Famer in the Worst Dads Hall of Fame. The Shredder Trials. Exhibit D. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit D. Planetary devastation. Yeah, we are now past the halfway point in this trial. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know this right now. Everything after this point is just completely outrageous, if you didn't already think so in the first place.
If I remember right, I don't think I fully watched the whole alien arc part of TMNT. I remember some parts of it, but I didn't entirely watch it. I started watching after that arc finished.
Now,
Which, if you don't know, there was a whole arc where the turtles went to space and they had alien space intergalactic adventures. There's a gap between there and before they returned to Earth. And I didn't watch that arc. I watched I started watching again after that when they returned to Earth. I don't know why I skipped that arc.
now, before we get to this man's planetary level feat, we have to go over some more horrific things this man has done. So, our first case in Exhibit D is his mutilation spree. Now, we already know he decided to turn his daughter into a flesh-eating snake hybrid, but Karai wasn't the only person he decided to mutate. Matter of fact,
Which, honestly, that's a pretty cool power. She's a snake. She's a snake mutant, but she can still transform back into her human form or her human looks. And I don't entirely remember all of her powers, but if she can just transform into other people, that's amazing. That's awesome.
There's 3 others. And our first victim is somebody we all know very well. Good old Baxter Stockman.
Oh, Baxter
Stockman.
Stockman.
This nigga can't catch a break. It don't matter.
He was kind of pathetic in this show. I remember not liking him.
No matter what iteration it is, each variant of this motherfucker just gets violated. And this one
Skinwalker.
is quite possibly his worst fate. So Stockman in this universe was captured by the Foot because he was trying to steal some of Shredder's goods. So Shredder decided to put his brain to use and basically make this man, well, quite literally, a slave. And if he well, he can just ask.
Yeah, at this point, it's a canon event for Baxter that he's forced to work under Shredder. He can't escape it.
What happened to his 2003 counterpart. So in obvious Baxter Stockman fashion,
I don't entirely remember actually what happened to Baxter. I think he got mutated, but I mainly remember all his robot creations. I don't remember if he got mutated or not.
this man fails multiple times miserably. So Shredder had enough. He put a collar on him with mutagen vials attached to it.
He must have.
And if he pissed him off one more time, he would set it off. So one fateful night, he walked up to bro and said,
You nappy-headed Smash Bros cut-ass nigga, what the fuck is this?
But Master Shredder, this is my duck human concept. It can swim,
What?
fly, it even knows Taekwondo. Come on, Master, you gotta see the vision.
Hit it with the bullshit, nigga.
So he smashed all of his shit everywhere and tells him,
You have failed me for the last time.
Yeah, Baxter was pretty pathetic in 2012, honestly.
he pulls out the trigger and is about to detonate it. So Stockman was begging for dear life, but Shredder didn't care. He clicked it. So the timer started going off and this man started panicking, running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So the timer stops beating and Shredder just walks away. And Stockman thinks he has been spared, but that was far from what was about to happen. The vials all over him. Pause. But yeah, mutagen was all over his body. And Stockman's fate. This man got turned into a fly.
Oh, that's right. He was the fly. I completely forgot. He's pathetic in his human form. He's even pathetic in his mutant form. Oh, poor Baxter.
Like, bro, what is this? Out of all the animals.
I thought the fly was April's dad. No, April's dad must have been the vampire bat. Huh.
Fly? Insane work, bro. Then Shredder came down saying,
Look at you now, you disgusting, nasty fuck. Now be a good little housefly, or I will swat your black ass and put your guts on display. Now take some chocolate, fuck nigga.
Buzz. Yes, Master Shredder. So after he made Stockman his first victim, he decided to mutate 2 more victims. And that was none other than Rocksteady and
Bebop.
Now he decided to mutate them because A, they stole his helmet one day and tried to sell it on the black market.
Stupid.
And B,
They're
they
dumb.
kidnapped Karai when she was a minor
they're even
serpent
more
and
dumb.
used her as ransom. These boys were just asking for a death sentence. So when they finally captured them, this man Shredder came up and he could have just killed them right here. But instead, he decided to be merciful. He said,
You niggas are going to amuse me. Throw them in the pit.
so first was Bebop, and in all honesty, he deserves it for rocking this whack-ass mohawk. Like, dog, what the hell is this?
And what is he wearing? A
fade or
skin-tight
nothing, not even a
suit?
hairline.
In 2012,
so he
dude?
gets thrown into the pit, and he starts tweaking out in there. Niggas started hitting the SIMP, scratch my pants. Niggas smack Rocksteady's big ass in there. And Shredder's just watching this with joy in his face right now. Look at this sick individual just loving every second of this shit. So when they came out, Bebop got turned into a ugly-ass warthog, and Rocksteady a fat-ass rhino. So they tried to retaliate, because they was obviously mad as hell. So first up was Bebop. Nigga came in spinning on some Michael Jackson shit. Just for Shredder to speed blitz this man and break his ribs. Nigga on his knees looking like he just ate 3 a.m. Taco Bell. Then floodgates is about to open. So then Rocksteady charges at this man, but he blocks it, grabs him by the horn, sweeps him, then rolls this fat ass rhino like a bowling ball. Now,
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Did he just completely toss a giant ass fucking rhino like a goddamn bowling ball? I know he's strong, but how much do rhinos weigh? Those things are fucking heavy.
Insane. Y'all know how much rhinos weigh, right? Rocksteady is
I was just about to
white
ask that.
rhino. That motherfucker is at least 5,000 pounds. And he just casually rolled this nigga like a bowling ball. So yeah, after he
We're making the same jokes. I swear I didn't watch this.
mutated them, he then beat them into submission. And now they had to work for him for the rest of their lives. And with that, we wrap up our little mutilation case. Now, case 2 of Exhibit D, the 1v8. Now,
There was a lot of mutants in this show. I remember there was a fan of the brothers. He got turned into like a vial of, not a vial, like a big tube of gross liquid slime thing. I remember that. I remember the vampire bat one. One of Shredder's minions got mutated twice. If you remember seeing like a big, like a big white dog earlier, and then all of a sudden he's gone, it's because he got mutated again. He got mutated into like the skinny big razor sharp dog that you saw.
Shredder has had multiple fights with the Turtles, and to be quite honest with you, the result of every fight is usually the same as always. Shredder beats the living dog crap out of them until they are on the brink of death and have to retreat. But this one, however, though, was a little bit more nastier than usual, because instead of just fighting for...
Yeah, I remember him. He was... Raphael had like a pet turtle, and the pet turtle got mutated.
Turtles.
I don't remember who the pigeon one was. I think it was like a filler kind of episode. I don't remember who it was, but I do remember the pigeon one.
This man got jumped by a total of 8.
I remember him. He was like a scientist, I think. He got mutated. And then this is just a giant crocodile. Like, it was just a regular alligator / crocodile that got mutated, and it just became a bigger alligator / crocodile that could talk.
Mutants and live to tell the tale. Now this is actually insane. First off, the other 4 mutants that are with the turtles are the mute animals. These 4 consist of Slash, an oversized turtle that is built like Bowser, Leatherhead,
I love Leatherhead.
Mutant gator.
Leatherhead's so cute. Leatherhead's adorable. If you watch the show, Leatherhead is so adorable.
Straight out of Florida, a telekinetic monkey, and this pigeon nigga. I don't know what the fuck this is, to be honest with you.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I can't explain to pigeon. I don't remember.
Him and the turtles had this man Shredder surrounded. So logically thinking, you see this and you're like, oh my God, it's over for Shredder. This man's about to get jumped. No, quite the opposite exactly. This man started laying hands on all 8 of these niggas.
Oh.
Did you just see what he just did to that fat ass gator? He picked up this 1,000-pound gator and just slammed him. This man is a Florida man. And just look at him. He hasn't even moved from the same spot. Pause and replay. He just grabbed that nigga pigeon out of the air mid-attack, chucked him across the room while still getting jumped and surviving psychic attacks. So he starts laying the feet and the hands on their ass. Replay.
They did the rotation shot too and everything.
Nigga whipped his leg, had this nigga in the spinal position, and his eyes are popping out of his sockets right now. Then throws this curious monkey along with Michelangelo and Donatello. So right after that, the heavyweights come up and try to sneak him, but Shredder hit these boys with the shing, shing, shing. Sent these boys packing. But wait, make some room, because here comes Nigga Pigeon. I don't even know where bro came from. He just flew out of nowhere. So while Shredder continued to fight Leonardo and Raphael in the same spot, by the way, this man hasn't moved away from this circle once. He is knocking both of them out, and this man just won a 1v8 with relative ease. He didn't even break a sweat, and he didn't move from the circle once. Like, that is insane. And the only reason they all ended up living after this is because a statue fell on them. And you best believe they was out of there. It may have been a 1v8, but this was a losing battle.
They got lucky.
When they finally got Shredder out of the rubble, this man just stood there for a second just to charge up his scream. And then he just let it all out. This man was...
You notice that they don't actually beat him. They always end up running away because this guy's so much of a fucking menace. He's too fucking strong. They can't beat him.
Pissed. The nigga turtles got bailed out once again. But anyways, charge-wise, to sum it up, that's like 8 attempted murders, along with the child abuse and the animal abuse. Like, good God, bro. This man is having a historic roundtable run. So, now we get to the point where this man put the entire planet at risk multiple times. And we started off with case 3, helping the Krang invade Earth.
I remember that.
Shredder had a mutual alliance with the Krang, and they had a very great business relationship. After taking one of them hostage, beating them to death, selling a literal child to them, and mutually hating the turtles, they had a very great working relationship. So one day, the Krang came to Shredder with a proposal. They proposed that you help us take over New York and the world, and in return,
That's Krang Prime, by the way. He's like, I'm pretty sure it identified as a man or a boy, but he was basically like the king of the Krang.
We will help you turn your daughter back from a mindless serpent.
Also, I don't know if he's gonna get into it. He's probably not going to, because it's not really relevant to Shredder. But the reason why he sold April to the Krang is because April was technically half Krang, so she was like half alien. And she had like really powerful psychic abilities, and they wanted her so they could use her psychic abilities for their benefit.
Into a human again. So Shredder decided,
I know I'm like low-key spoiling, but if he's not gonna explain it, I'm gonna explain it.
to take the deal. Because A, this nigga does not give a about humanity. I mean, he literally could not care less. And B, they made him another offer that he couldn't refuse. They were gonna bring him Splinter. So when he heard this, he jumped out his seat with joy.
Oh, Krang, don't make promises you can't keep.
Was like,
Oh yeah, go on ahead. Fuck up this whole damn planet. I don't give a fuck. Just bring me that ugly ass rat.
so exactly 1 day later, the Krang invade Earth. They are fucking up everything. It is literally doomsday out here. The Krang crime is out here squaring on niggas' paws. And then look at his next part, bro. This poor kid is trying to protect his little sister, trying to get to safety, and he ends up running into Shredder just ore farming. That kid looked at him for 2 seconds and dipped out of there. Little nigga felt that aura and his fight or flight senses kicked in. So after this man put the whole city on fire,
I mean, I would too.
This kid.
If there's like just a guy in full clad armor not affected by the invasion, I would be terrified and I'd run away too.
He caught this man Leonardo lacking so hard. Leo was just out in the streets trying to help, and he ended up running into Shredder and his goons, ready to jump this nigga. So Shredder said,
Boys, cook that nigga.
so they start jumping and stomping Leonardo.
Oh.
So bro tried to fight back, and my God, he did his best. But Shredder just teleports right behind him. Leonardo knew you could see from his face.
How did he do that?
Isn't he?
Hi, how are you?
So after jumping Leonardo and sending him to the Shadow Realm, he ends up encountering Splinter. So Splinter straight up told him, "Where is my son?" And Shredder told him exactly.
Oh, I just took him. Just like your daughter.
And then this man just starts laughing. This is a sick nigga, dog. He will not stop until he takes everything from this man. So Shredder starts beating the life out of him, throwing him into forklifts, and multiple steel pipes just dropping on him. So Shredder walks up to Splinter, grabs him by the goatee. That is so disrespectful, bro. Grabbing another man by his beard is crazy. So he pulls out the blade, and he's like,
This is for taking my bitch, you thieving, conniving motherfucker.
but let
Theory. What if actually he wasn't mad that the girl went for Hamato Yoshi? What if he was more mad that Hamato Yoshi wasn't dating him? What if he's just like his heart's broken and he doesn't know how to take it out, so he's taking out on the only other person, the person that he loved. He truly loved, Hamato Yoshi.
the head comes out of nowhere.
That's a stupid
straight
theory.
out of Orlando and starts biting and chomping on this man, slamming him and shit.
Oh my God. Oh God.
So
Damn,
you gotta
Leatherhead.
think, no way anybody survives that. Bro literally got ate. Like he was feasting on him. But Leatherhead must have forgot from that last encounter they had that this man Shredder is a certified Floridian. He came up and started whooping this gator's ass. Then he just starts beating his sides in. That nigga Leatherhead started crying about it. This was just outrageous. Then he runs at this gator at
Oh my
full
God.
speed, drop kicks him, sending this 1,000-pound gator back to the sewers. Bro said, you should have stayed your ass in Florida, nigga. So after that happened, Splinter ended up getting a rage boost, and he runs at Shredder and spears him, and they start falling down to the sewers. So when they fell in the sewers, the turtles and everybody ended up seeing this, but they were blocked off, so they couldn't help at all. And Shredder was excited. He said,
Yeah, watch closely, kids. Pay attention to how your daddy dies.
Shredder was enjoying.
Notice how
every
Leo's not
second
here? He's
beating this
still
man in front of his kids.
unconscious
So then he
or
throws
whatever
some
he's
smoke
doing.
in his face, and he jumps up and tries to kill him. But Splinter ends up using his ult, and he ends up getting a critical hit on this man. Sent this man packing into a wall. So Splinter thought it was over, and it was for him. Shredder smacks this man upside the head, knocking him on the ground, and started beating him to death.
Oof.
This was so brutal they didn't even show it. Then he picked up his body, walked over to the water, and threw his body in and flushed him down the toilet in front of his kids. And they couldn't do nothing about it. And he just looked at him like, you're next, and left. So the repercussions after this were wild. First, New York got completely taken over by aliens because of this man. Second, Leonardo became a vegetable after getting jumped. And last but not least, the Foot Clan ended up finding Splinter's body. And this man wasn't even the same. He was in a feral state. Shredder beat him so hard he broke his mind. So he decided, you know what, instead—
I think it was more him nearly drowning in the sewers that broke his mind. But yeah. You could say that too.
I'm killing you. I'm gonna lock you up in a cage so I can watch you rot. And then I'm gonna restore your mind at the last minute before I kill you, so you can know that it was me. This man is a sick individual. This is elite hating. I have to tip my hat to it because this is ridiculous. But that was only the first time.
It's just hating with so much effort. I don't think I'd even be able to.
And put the planet at risk. Let's talk about the second time he did it.
I can't even fathom hating someone this much.
Top 5 hater of all time. Case 4, destroying Earth. So some time passes after the Krang invasion, and the Triceraton race decides to come to Earth and plant a bomb that will activate a black hole and destroy the planet. So the Turtles and Splinter needed all the help that they could get, even if it meant teaming up with their arch nemesis, Shredder, because the planet—
which obviously, obviously he's gonna betray them and try to fucking kill Splinter. Like we're not even surprised. What's happening in TMNT? Right now we're on like alien invasion type shit right now. Don't worry about it.
Is literally on the line right now. So Shredder and Splinter both swallow their pride and make a temporary alliance so they all don't die. So they go off to battle and beating the ever-living crap out of these Triceratons. Shredder was murdering these niggas, quite literally. So they all end up getting to Central Park, and there is a massive battle just going on right now. And they have to hurry because a bomb is about to go off. They got about a good minute left. So Splinter ends up taking off to try to defuse it, but Shredder looked over and saw the time, and he was like, he's not gonna make it. So guess what Shredder does? He takes off right behind him, and when Splinter reaches for the bomb,
he kills him. Yeah.
In the back,
I mean, we were expecting it, right? Like, we're not even surprised, right? Unless you never watched this show. Like, even at the time, everyone knew this was gonna happen.
So the bomb ends up going off, and Splinter dies.
Like, he actually did die. he like just straight up died here.
Claw was like, nigga, what the fuck have you done? And all Shredder said was, Hamato Yoshi is dead. I could not give a fuck about this planet. All y'all niggas can die because I'm dying at peace. Elite hater. This man just destroyed the earth, killing billions and sacrificing himself.
Oh gosh, poor New York City. New York City has to deal with this shit. New York City is like an unwitting victim in all this.
Just so his op could die. And the earth got sucked up in a black hole and went kaboom. Ah, man.
Which, by the way, that also fucked up the solar system. Like, with Earth gone and an explosion that probably most likely hit the sun, the solar system was just gone.
Man, how many people are in the world? This man just caught 8 billion bodies.
Including himself.
Shredder's in the Hall of Fame. Round Table Black Air Force Hall of Famer. Now, luckily for these niggas, they got bailed out because good old Dr. Honeycutt came down and helped them reverse things, even though that timeline and version of Earth is just straight up cooked. But in the reverse timeline, Splinter caught Shredder trying to sneak him. The bomb got defused and Shredder got his ass whooped. Splinter cooked this man out of rage, hitting all of his vital points, bringing him to his knees, then walked up to him and finished him off.
Ooh.
Shredder was done. Splinter left this man on the brink of death.
And he felt that punch.
And it was a mercy that he didn't kill him after what he did. But unfortunately for Splinter, him sparing Shredder right here was the biggest mistake he could have ever made, because this could have prevented what was about to happen. The Shredder Trials.
You aren't expecting it, chat. You know what's gonna happen next.
Exhibit E.
I kind of alluded to it earlier,
Ladies and
but
gentlemen, we have reached the end, the final exhibit of the Shredder trials. And there is no better way to end it than with the most unhinged, monstrous, mentally unstable version of this nigga, his final form. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Shredder. So after Shredder lost to Splinter, after destroying Earth and ruining a whole timeline, he was on the brink of death. Splinter beat his ass so bad he put that nigga on life support. And his mental state is the worst it's ever been. The nigga was already
he's consumed with hate.
He's literally mentally ill. So he told Baxter Stockman, "Shoot me up with mutagen." So Stockman's ass was like, "Master Shredder, Buzz. I don't know about that one." But Shredder grabbed his throat and told him, "Do it or I'ma rip off your fucking head, nigga." Oh, yes, master. So Stockman shot this man up with all the mutagen they had, and he started transforming into a monster. Nigga grew Wolverine claws and had blades coming out his whole body. And look how
he asked for it.
Baxter Stockman for the fuck of it. And this man fully transformed into the Super Shredder. This was a living nightmare. This man was already strong as hell as a regular human. And you gave this nigga powers? Good God. Everybody.
The Super Shredder season was crazy,
Super
chat.
Shredder's
It was insane.
First order of business was to deal with his daughter because she took over the foot. So they pull up on the foot. You just hear this man Shredder walking. Doom, doom, doom.
Ew, put the grippers away.
Ugly ass, nasty ass, size 25
Cut those nails.
Nigga had the whole room shook when he entered. And here comes this mentally ill nigga talking about,
My daughter, I did this for you. To kill that rat that killed your mother.
but she was not having that. She said, ew, gross, back the fuck away from me. So she sends a foot ninja at him, but they got washed, thrown around like rag dolls.
I mean,
so Karaya
yeah.
Shinigami tried to
The foot was not the same after Karai took over. First of all, she got rid of the robot ninjas, which was the stupidest thing that she could have ever done. Like, business-wise, you could have kept the robot ninjas. I mean, they would have gotten the job done. You had complete control over them. They weren't human, so they can't die. They always did their tasks perfectly. So you, like, fucked yourself over with that, Karai.
attack this man. They get thrown across the room, and my God, what happened?
Oh, gee, hold on.
And the old girl right here
There
is
we
a
go.
travesty. She tried to be saucy and shit, using these bats as camouflage and flipping and shit. So she kicks this man twice in the head, no reaction, then pulls out her knives and slices him through the heart. But then she realized, oh my God, I forgot to sharpen these bitches. So after she took a hammer fist to the dome, he's about to step on Shorty.
Dog.
With them long ass, unclipped ass toenails. But Karai jumps on him with her snake form, but he gives her a right hook, chokes her, then slams her on the ground repeatedly till she was unconscious. And with that, y'all already know what we about to do. Hit that nigga with assault, child abuse, attempted murder, everything, nigga. Fuck. You still consider her your daughter, and you just gonna beat her like that? God damn, you didn't have to pick her up and slam her on the ground 3 times, nigga. And then you gave her best friend the nastiest concussion I've ever seen. Shorty gonna have a case of CTE that's never been seen before. So after he beat the hell out of them and took Karai hostage, the turtles pulled up in they raggedy ass whip, and they saw Shredder and they were shook. So they tried to ram bro, but Shredder
They tried to run him over.
threw that bitch across the block. Yep, hell nah, bro. Me personally, I'm skipping town. If I see a nigga that just picked up a 40,000-pound car that was speeding down the road at least 60 miles an hour
He essentially literally just flipped the tank.
and throw that bitch to the side, I'm
That was
out.
crazy.
No, bro, I value my life. So after this, Shredder decided to use Karai as bait again to get Splinter to come out of hiding. So later on, when they went after Shredder in the sewers, they ended up seeing some of the most disturbing things ever. Shredder had pictures laid out, and he just started talking in the background saying,
Gaze upon these pictures, rat, of all the things you've taken from me. You took my bitch, and then you stole my daughter.
like this nigga was mentally
They
disturbed.
stole your daughter. Do you hear how hypocritical he sounds?
They got to the second floor and it got worse. More pictures everywhere. This shit looked like a Silent Hill level. All the pictures just being lit on fire. So Splinter kept on
The
running
eyes
through
crossed
this maze
out.
till he finally found Karai as she was hanging from the fucking roof. So this Shredder just started walking down the tunnel. And Splinter
Oh
was
no, I
shocked.
remember
He
this
saw
part.
Bro up close
Oh no.
and he was terrified. Looking at him like, oh my God, he did all this just to kill me? So Splinter started swinging, but to no avail. This man didn't move an inch. And just off this interaction, you knew how this fight was gonna go. Shredder punches this man into a wall. And while he's out of breath, he just curb stomps. And you knew that shit was brutal because the screen cut to black. You only saw an impact frame. And it just got worse from here. Splinter tried to jump up, but got grabbed and threw this man like Hulk did to
damn.
Loki. Ragdolling him. Karai couldn't even look at this shit. This was a beating of the century.
I can't look at it.
Splinter
Oh my
started running
goodness.
for his life, going deeper and deeper into the sewers, while Shredder was just tracking him down. So when they got down to this one part that looked like an arena out of a fighting game, Splinter tried to come out and sneak him, but he got grabbed, slammed into a wall, then hit another right hook. And it gets even more brutal. Nigga started throwing him, bouncing him off of walls, then carrying him to slam him into another wall.
Oh,
this fight
and it
was
cracked.
all but over. Shredder was about to kill Splinter for a second time, but his arm started tweaking out because of the mutagen. But even though his arm was having a seizure, it didn't stop him. Man still threw him and shatters his ankle with them size 25 ass feet. So with all hope lost, Splinter decided to protect my family. I'm gonna have to sacrifice myself. So he throws a kunai at some conveniently placed bombs, and they both fall down into a seamlessly never-ending pit. So while they're free-falling,
If I remember, that wasn't just conveniently placed. That was like a plan. Like, I think they were planning to trap Shredder in that area. So they already booby-trapped it beforehand. I can't believe I even remember that part.
still throwing hands. Splinter's throwing rights while Shredder's dragging him down a pillar. They was going so crazy, Splinter Mike Tyson that nigga bit his ass.
And gave him rabies.
Since he a rat. But Shredder ends up hitting a steel beam, and Splinter keeps on falling, and he hits a steel beam on the back of his head. And then he hit another one, and then he hit another one, until he finally hit the bottom. The fact that he survived this is insane, but that man was walking no time soon. His leg was shattered, turned into
How did he
a
not
spaghetti noodle.
die from
And
that first hit, first of all?
he climbed out of the pit.
That's crazy.
Not surprising at all. But Shredder was not done beating on these niggas. Because later on the surface, you just see Leonardo go flying into a car. While Shredder just walking up trying to kill this man. So he grabs him and tries to squeeze the life out of him. But April and Karai come in and save this man, thinking that they could hold this man back. But they ended up realizing that this man Shredder don't give a damn if you man, woman, reptile, or rat. He's still gonna beat your ass regardless.
His hands are E for everyone.
Stand at this nigga with her force abilities, but this was just crazy. Bro turned and thunderclapped her. When dude mutated, he really took half of Hulk's moveset, because this is ridiculous. First the throw slam, and now the thunderclap. Oh my goodness. So they keep on fighting, and Karai stabs him in the neck, but she ends up getting backhanded.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And sends her
Oh my
rolling,
God.
But she uses the force again, pushes that man back, and lo and behold, guess who came to join the fight? So with the help of Truck-kun, they had to think this man was dead. It was
Not
a truck
Truck-kun.
tanker, for Christ's sake. The nigga blew up the block. But soon
Not
they
even
realized
Truck-kun could stop
this
him.
was no ordinary menace. Bro ate that shit. This man just ate a full-powered attack from Truck-kun. Then he decided to pick it up and throw that hoe at him. Karai was lucky as hell April had this force shit, because her little ass would have been squashed. But you know who did get squashed? Leonardo. Bro ran at him at full speed trying to recover, jumps up, Superman punch, slams him on the ground, and is about to kill him. But here come Karai trying to plead and get through to this man. And then here comes Shredder ugly lad like,
Daughter, please, I didn't mean to hurt you. Please call me father.
but she looked at this man dead in the face and told him,
You're not my dad!
So Shredder was cooked. She punched this man in the heart, physically and mentally. So he had to retreat because he knew his emotions would get the best of him. And after that whole sequence,
Wait, hold on. Did he have a gun?
I don't know how many cases of attempted murder and assault. This shit is not countable anymore.
Probably
Along with the
wasn't
child
an
abuse
actual
and the
gun.
animal abuse. Like,
Because of
damn.
Nickelodeon,
So when
but
Shredder got back to
it was a
base,
gun.
this man started fiending for more mutagen. He told Stockman,
Hey, nigga, I need some more of that good shit.
even Tiger Claw tried to stop him, but he punched him across the room and slammed Stockman's head and said,
Hey, friendly fire, man. Friendly fire.
No!
"Oh yes, master." So Shredder shot more mutagen into him, making this man a whole fucking addict. And with doing that, Shredder lost all emotional attachments. He did not care for Karai anymore. In all actuality, the nigga actually woke up from his delusional last dream. Nigga finally realized, damn, that ain't my daughter. That's my biggest ops daughter. So shit, I might as well just go kill the bitch. And that's what he decided to do. All his weaknesses were gone. So later on, he finds Karai's hideout. That's got multiple mutants in there. And he busts his down
Oh, God.
and just starts going
How'd he
off.
find her?
Like they tried to tackle him. He boots his big ass gator, slash his kick to the side. Telekinetic monkey man comes in from the top rope, but gets
Oh, shit!
then Slash and Leatherhead just start getting their ass beat. Nigga hit a whole combo on this fat ass gator.
He
Then
is
threw him
literally
into a whole PC
tossing.
cell, and the whole thing just caught on fire. That's how you know that PC was a straight toaster. And after he set the
Tossing them
place on
around.
fire, he straight up told Karai,
I'm here to kill you, bitch.
and this man held nothing back at all. She was having to fight for her life. She even told them, yo, we're all gonna die in this fire if you don't stop. But this is when we knew this man had no more attachments. He told her,
It is fitting that you die in a fire, just like your mother.
he didn't even care about Tang Shin no more. He straight up acknowledges now, yo, I killed that bitch, and I'm about to do the same to you. So with all her rage, she tried to stab this man in the heart, but the sword broke. And just by this face,
How thick is
she
his
knew
skin?
She was about to see her mama. Shredder, electric wind God fists her ass off of the second floor. And then she also had debris of the building landing on her. She was cooked, and Shredder looked at her lifeless body and walked away, leaving her to burn alive.
She's fine. She's fine, guys. She did not die. Remember I said earlier about the CPR with Leo? That happened right after this, so she's alive.
Man. Yeah, that's
I'm pretty
arson,
sure if I
attempted
remember
murder,
right.
assault, animal abuse, etc. He laid out.
She survived.
every
I'm surprised she even survived that.
motherfucking 1v5
But she survived.
and wiped the whole team. So after this, Karai had to go to the hospital. I'm surprised her ass ain't died. But I mean, shit, I guess it's kind of impressive. You survived a Shoryuken from a 500-pound nigga with pure muscle. Even though her neck broke as fuck, at least you get to live another day. But after this, Splinter said enough is enough. I'm killing this nigga tonight. So later that night on top of this skyscraper, Splinter and a team that consisted of Raphael, April, Slash, and Casey's sorry ass
What is Casey gonna do? What the fuck is Casey gonna do? Casey ain't gonna do shit.
decided to confront Shredder. So they patiently waited
Casey
on
is
top
not
of
gonna
this
do
building
shit.
until he appeared.
Casey's gonna get knocked out.
So the final
First
showdown
round.
between Rat and Super Nigga began, and both these men knew tonight one of us is not leaving this rooftop alive. So they get to squabbling, and Shredder's already sitting in both flying. And look at him, he's crawling for dear life, trying to not get squashed, but he gets grabbed, got flung in the air, then gets his spine shattered. So then here comes Slash, oversized ass, coming to get his ass whooped again, just to get twirled around, then throws this obese turtle into this sign. Bro really hit him with the Mario 64. So long, gay Bowser. Ass throw. You know there's gotta be a reference because bro looks like Bowser's fat ass. So then here comes Raphael with a Tatsumaki Senpuka. But this did nothing but just piss him off. He jumped on this man's back and started stabbing him while Casey was hitting him with drive-bys. But he slams him off of him. And
Oh my
bumps
God.
his face in. Niggas started beating this shit like y'all nasty niggas when y'all saw Sue Storm. So he boots Raphael across the building and he ends up hitting Casey and he started flying off the building. That man started falling 30 floors high. So then here come April, mad as shit. And wait a minute, stop.
Super Saiyan April.
That hair, I've seen you somewhere before.
Oh no, I'm a new superhero. I'm Syndrome.
So So the reincarnation of Syndrome started throwing debris at him. But Syndrome in this universe was still sorry as hell. Bro got crushed in one hit. You should have listened to Mr. Incredible all those years when he told you, go home, kid. Because you still sorry as hell. So with everybody cooked, it was all up to Splinter. So Splinter entered a flow state and started cooking. He pushed bro back and gave him this crazy midair 6-kick combo.
What happened with Casey? Like, Casey just like fell off the tower. Casey's dead. I actually don't remember what happened with Casey after this.
And ended up cutting off both of his claws in succession. And he actually brought Super Shredder to his knees. But sadly for Splinter, this was the beginning of the end. When he walked up to deliver the final blow, Shredder smacks this man upright, bounces him like a basketball, then he runs up to him, then grabs his face and starts beating the life out of him.
Oh my God.
Frisbee and shit. This was terrible. So while Splinter was just down and out, and Shredder started running towards him, he had one little trick left up his sleeve. He had a little rope in his sword that he used to trip Shredder up and make him glide and fall off the building. So Raphael and them was happy as shit, thinking that they beat Shredder. But dear God, the worst was yet to come.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
Stab this nigga!
Oh my God.
And Shredder.
Hold on. And they actually showed it this time. You saw that?
Dear God, the worst was yet to come.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
Stab this.
They actually showed it. It's like not off screen. They actually showed it. Wait, Splinter got stabbed twice. They hated this man.
Nigga. And Shredder could finally say, for the second time,
I have seen this. You played these games before, Magma.
Throws this man's corpse off the building, falling all the way from the top of that roof and dying.
Splinter's not coming back after this, by the way. He actually did die. There's no time travel nonsense with the alien arc this time. He's dead. From now on, we're not seeing Splinter again, which is sad, and I'm sorry.
So I guess second time's the charm, because Splinter was dead. No coming back to life this time. Shredder won. He completed his lifelong crusade of hatred and killed the man he hated the most, his own brother.
Well, actually, he still has a mission. He has to kill everything, anyone, everything, and anything, and everything, and everywhere. Anything related to Splinter, he has to kill. So he's going after the turtles now. Splinter's dead. Well, he's got offsprings. We gotta go kill him.
A bitch. Oh my God. You killed your brother over a shorty. Not once, but twice. This is a type of hatred I've never seen before. Oh, there's a disturbance in the force with this one. And you know what's crazy? Karai didn't even get to go to the funeral because her ass was in a coma. This man teared a whole family apart over some damn coochie. Lord have mercy, my brothers. We must stay focused. We must stay focused. So after this tragedy, the turtle said,
Respect the
this
tension,
nigga
but
gotta
over a
die.
hoe.
We inherited the beef. So they dressed up in all black for this man's funeral because they was about to slide on his.
Hold on, by the way,
So they dressed.
This is a reference to the fuck. What do you call it? Do I seriously need to look this up? The Last Ronin. This look is a reference to The Last Ronin.
Up in all black for this man's funeral because they was about to slide on his ass. So later that day, they arrived to Shredder's crib and he was waiting for these boys. This nigga was standing on top of the roof with a Molotov just ore farming. So he lit his $2.5 million mansion
He's constantly
on fire
ore farming.
just so they could all get on the roof. This man is sacrificing literally anything and everything to end their bloodline. First his body and now his crib. So the final battle started and they was jumping Shredder in perfect sync. But even though they were masters of jump jitsu, it still didn't work. Shredder was still beating them like they stole something. This man kicked Michelangelo so hard, the nigga swung his body like like 6 times. Then after this, he full sends
He spun him like a
across the
Beyblade.
roof. So at this point, Shredder just started singling him out. First, he goes after Donatello. Sweet Chin Music's his smart ass and eliminates him from the battle. Next was Mikey, and you cannot tell me this man is not taking this seriously right now. This man is emoting, doing his little dancey dance. So he came down, but Shredder just dodged it, grabs his nunchuck, slams him on the vent, then punching him out
Wait,
the
he
arena.
hit the
Mikey
corner? I don't remember that. He hit the corner.
dodged it, grabs his nunchuck,
Oh, damn.
slams him on the vent, then punching him out the arena. Mikey got fucking clobbered.
Oh, Mikey.
So Leonardo and Raphael were the last two standing, and this evisceration just didn't stop. Look at what he just did to Raphael. He just casually grabbed this man, then flipped like an acrobat. Then
He went
put
flying
his
too,
face in the
damn.
ground. This is just nasty work at this point. But Raphael was not about to go out like that. Because out of all the turtles, this nigga is a fucking menace. He started whooping this nigga, slamming him through walls, then slammed his face on this pipe.
Oh my God, Raph.
Broke this man's neck. And he just looking at his hunched over body like, yeah, nigga, fuck you talking about, cuz. I spuffed my pops, fuck.
Raph would be the one to actually kill somebody out of all the turtles. He would not hesitate. Unfortunately, though, he survived this.
But even though Raphael turned into the reincarnation of King Von for a second, that man still got up and said, "Get off my property."
Yep.
That man told Satan's greatest soldier, "Stay your ass in hell, nigga." So the last man standing was, of course, Leonardo.
The last Ronin.
So Shredder continues his onslaught and proceeds to beat this man
Ooh.
to death. That man Leonardo was fighting for any ounce of plot armor he could get, because his ass was about to see God. So he ends up...
Actually, ooh, Jesus. Leo truly had plot armor in this show. Like, Leo was in a coma, and truly plot armor. The shit that Leo went through, it was insane. Leo, like, all the turtles were the main character, but it was truly Leonardo that was the main character.
His arm and full sends him about 20 yards.
Leo
And
had the
this
most
looks
plot
like
armor
the
out of
end for
all
the
of
Ninja
them.
Turtles. Shredder walked up to his body and said,
This is the end, Nigga Turtle.
but that last bit of plot armor kicked in for Leonardo. He ends up seeing Splinter's Force Ghost, and Splinter told him, "My son, I swear to God, if you do not kill this nigga, I cannot rest in peace. Wake up, my son. Kill this hating ass nigga." So Leonardo tapped into the Avatar state, and he done officially inherited the beef. He got Splinter's spirit in him now. So he starts going crazy and puts Shredder in a whole blender. So then he picked back up his sword, and with all his rage and his hatred passed down from his daddy to him, he ended the cycle. Leonardo decapitated this man. And after
He
he
did.
decapitated, bro, Leonardo walked back over to everybody with his head,
With the
displayed it, and drops this man's head on the ground, finally putting an end to the Shredder.
This was on Nickelodeon, by the way. You forget it's on Nickelodeon.
Now hold on there. You thought this was over, didn't you? You thought we was gonna glaze the nigga in the trial and get ready for the next video. No, nigga, we're not done. There is something that this man did that cannot be ignored. And that is why we are having a special exhibit. Exhibit S.
Oh?
The Bat. So Shredder decided to expand his criminal empire. So the city he chose to expand his operations in is none other than like the most dangerous city of all time, Gotham. And I mean,
He was truly insane. He went after Gotham City. He has a death wish.
why not? It's fucking open season over
What
there.
the fuck?
I mean, criminals break out of Arkham every day because the security's just ass. Like dead ass, it happens every Saturday. These niggas gotta be blind.
He went after
But even though this
Gotham?
police force is hot,
The Batman's
if you are
territory?
a criminal here, there is one man that you will fear, and that is none other than a rich man in a bat suit. So one fateful night, Batman
I knew there was a TMNT and Batman movie collaboration, but I never watched it.
was getting jumped
Is that
by
what
a
this
bunch of foot
is?
ninja. But by nobody's surprise, these boys are light work for this man. Just another day in the office for Gotham's greatest detective. So after he finishes whooping every single one of their asses, he picks up this 1 foot ninja and starts interrogating him like, "Who the fuck are you? And why the fuck are you in my city?" But right when the foot ninja started speaking, he catches a shuriken to the dome, and it was by none other than Shredder. This man was not playing around. He said snitches get stitches. I mean, you already know the nigga does not like rats. So why would you decide to be a rat? So Batman tried to get him down with his grappling gun, but Shredder just turned around and just cut that junk off. So he decides to drop down to the ground because he's already made his decision to run the hands. And he wanted this too, he said.
I know who you are, Bat. Do you know what this would do for my legacy if I beat your ass? So me versus you, one-on-one, no prep time.
Wait, what does he look like? I can't see with the shadow.
The battle for the best hand throw on the planet began. So Shredder comes in swinging, but Batman activates that Ultra Instinct. But Shredder does a good flip move, knee to the torso, and he got that man.
Oh, they gave him the red suit look.
Grabs my goat and throws him across the room. And that man Batman was shook. He was like, holy shit. I never
He was like, what the fuck?
like this. And what makes it worse?
Someone's on equal power to me?
So Batman pops up and throws a bunch of batarangs at him. But this is when Shredder showed that he was on another level. Bro started punching through the batarangs. Batman couldn't even zone this man out.
Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
So Shredder gets back in range and starts pressuring him again. But Shredder whips a roundhouse, gets the other one blocking his leg taken out. Then Batman grabs his head and slams it on the rail. So then this man Shredder was shook. He was thinking, God damn, this motherfucker just gave me at least stage 2 CTE. But Batman was not done with the counter game. Shredder gets up against countered again and slammed on the
my
ground.
God.
Then he gets up again, starts trying
Wait,
to
hold
run
on.
his offense.
Hold on. Did you see? He was flexible. He didn't even flinch when his leg was that high.
Countered again and
That was
slammed on
crazy.
the ground. Then he gets up again, starts trying to run his offense, but he gets countered again. Oh, Master Bruce is reading that nigga. So then he comes flying in with a roundhouse.
He's reading him like a book.
Shredder blocks his strikes, slams his head on the control panel, but then he went in for the killing blow and missed. But then here go Batman's super strong ass. Nigga shatters his claws with his bare hands, then booted him off of him. Then he blocks his next strike.
You see the
and
look
shatters
of
his other
absolute
claw.
shock
So
on
then
his face? He was
then
flabbergasted.
beat this man's
Ooh.
head into a control panel. Hit him so hard he indented his head into it.
Wait, I might need to watch this movie.
Shredder was not about to get bitched like this. He gets up and lands a nice ass combo, then shatters this man's throat. Jesus! There's no wonder Batman be talking like this half the damn time. Cause this man just deleted his trachea. So Batman kicks him off of him.
He
And
is
both
going
these boys was cooked.
toe-to-toe
They was
with
putting it all
Batman.
on
That's
the line for their
impressive.
legacy. This was that once in a lifetime John Cena versus The Rock match. Braun versus Steph, Christmas Day. These niggas was leaving it all on the court. So Batman jumps down. And right when he jumped, this fight was over. Shredder started charging up the Sato Oshi strike, a legendary Foot Clan technique that will kill you on impact. And it is also deadly to the person that uses it. That's how
What?
you know this man Shredder was putting it all on the line. So he hits this man Batman dead in the chest, and it was over. This man's soul left his body, and he got flung into some steel pipes. And Batman, my goat, was cooked. Internal bleeding like crazy and knocked the f out.
He made him bleed.
Even Shredder was struggling to get up after using that attack. Now, obviously, Batman survived this
He
attack.
bled
'cause
the
I mean, let's be
Batman.
real, this is the same nigga that dodged a fucking Omega beam, but it was all worth it to him. Cause Shredder could say officially for his legacy, he beat Batman one-on-one with straight hands. The Shredder Trilogy.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final spreadsheet.
All right. If you can't see it, arson times 2, attempted murder times 26, animal abuse times 18, assault and battery times 31. Damn. Child abuse times 20, lower than I thought. Child endangerment, human trafficking, kidnapping times 2, mutilation times 4, mass murder times 2, murder times 3, acts of terror, destroying the earth, killing 8 billion people. So genocide? What's the worldwide version of genocide? That's what he did. Absolutely terrible. Terrible fader. Father. Terrible father. CPS should be called ASAP.
Of the 2012 Shredder. And all I gotta say is, damn. Just damn. Now, since this is the end of the Shredder trials, if I had to rank the 3 Shredders that we did, I would rank them as follows. Bronze medal, Tengu. Silver medal, Utrom. And first place goes to none other than the 2012 Shredder. And
I agree. I agree with this ranking. 2012 Shredder, absolutely my favorite Shredder. He's insane and I love it. But I agree with this rating. I'm the same.
There is a reason why. With Utrom, I would say he is the purest of evil out of all of them. But the reason that I put the 2012 version over this man is because he's also pure evil, but the lengths of hatred he went to are insane. Trying to kill a man over a bitch, taking his daughter, killing your ex, killing your dad, annihilating your clan, raising and gaslighting the daughter to hate her actual father, then being one of the worst dads to ever grace the planet, and speaking of the planet, sacrificing it and yourself to kill the man you hated the most, then sacrificing your humanity to kill him again. That is why I have put this man at the #1 spot. So congratulations to 2012 and Utrom, you have made the round table. Sorry, Tengu, but you didn't make the cut, nigga. Oh, so sad. Anyways,
poor
man, that
Tengu Shredder.
concludes the Shredder trials. Now I know this video was long as shit, so if you made it this far, drop a like so I can see if people actually listen to me yap for like an hour. And yes, the elephant in the room, I know I was gone for like 3 months, my nigga. I'm sorry. So to make up for that, 2 videos a month till the summer. I'm not saying a whole year yet because I gotta see if I can do this shit first, but I gotta believe in myself. Dear God, help me.
I believe. Would love to watch you more. Yes, go subscribe to CJ. The original link's in the description. It's amazing. And all 3 are in a playlist that's also linked. This one's also in a playlist if you want to go watch the other ones and my reactions. But it's amazing. I love it. It was a great trilogy. Awesome. I love it.